Meanwhile, a judge in Arizona's largest county has denied a lawsuit asking for an emergency motion to extend poll hours. The state's Republican candidates for Senate and governor and the RNC filed the suit, citing printing issues with ballot tabulators. Some have seized on those machine errors to sow doubts about the integrity of the election. So I want to bring in Sean Morales Doyle, the director of the Brennan Center for Justice's Voting Rights Program, for more on that. Sean, thanks for being here. Can you clear this up for us? What happened here?
Yeah, thanks for having me. What happened here, I think, is an unfortunate example of how mistakes can be made in our elections, which is, of course, true all the time, but also a great example of how we have safeguards in place to prevent those mistakes from leading to massive disenfranchisement. So what happened was that the printers who are printing out ballots in Arizona we're not always getting enough ink on those ballots, and so they weren't all going through the tabulators correctly in polling places. But all of those those polling place tabulators have a separate place to drop a ballot if the tabulator is not working for precisely these purposes, in order to ensure that those ballots are securely held to be tabulated later, which they are now being tabulated after being held securely in those boxes. So everybody that cast a ballot will have it counted, and everything's going to be okay. But of course, it was unfortunate the confusion and the delays that were caused by this error.
Now, is there any evidence that these issues with these tabulators affected the vote?
No, not in any significant way. I'm sure that there are individual voters that had issues yesterday, and that's unfortunate. There were probably voters. There were some reports of voters who decided to leave their polling places as a result of this issue, and if they had checked in and didn't check out before they tried to go to another polling place, or if they didn't have the time to go to another polling place, they may not have had a chance to cast their ballot. But I think those are small individual cases. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think that this is likely to have had any impact on the outcome of elections in Arizona. And the reality is that every voter that put a ballot in to one of these boxes yesterday is having it counted, whether or not they were able to put it through a tabulator or not.
Now, more than 40,000 tweets about these errors were published in under 2 hours, and the word cheating trended on Twitter yesterday morning. How concerning is that?
It's concerning that people are referring to this as cheating, because there's absolutely no evidence of that. I think that the officials that run the elections in Maricopa County, I think many of the sort of the people who are spreading misinformation and disinformation are doing so from the right. So I think it's important to note that the people who are running elections in Maricopa County are Republican officials. There's absolutely no reason to think that there was anything nefarious behind this mistake. And all of the votes are going to be counted. So even if there had been something nefarious behind it, the safeguards ensured that nothing would go wrong. So I think what's unfortunate is that we live now, after the 2020 election, in a world where far too many people are willing to believe conspiracy theories about our elections and have been convinced that our elections are rigged. But actually, I think yesterday was a really great example of how well our democracy does work, that by and large, we had a really smooth election yesterday, that unfortunately there are some policies that prevented some folks from voting, but that this kind of mistake doesn't get in the way of us having a safe and secure election.
All right, Sean Morales Doyle from the Brennan Center. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.